So hello, good morning classmate. Good morning ma'am, sir. So today I'll discuss about the barriers of quality education and solution. So I will give 5 examples of barriers in education. So marami itong mga barriers but dahil mataas na yung nung mga barriers na to, mabibigyan lamang ako ng 5 example. First, I'll discuss a lack of funding for education. So, yeah, this is a problem, no? Problema talaga yan sa ang kakulangan ng pondo, no? So, according to the Global Partnership for Education or GPE, less than 20% of educational aid goes to low-income countries, whereas it costs an average of 1.25 a day per child in developing countries to provide 13 years of education. No, so according mismo sa GPA or Global Partnership program, no, na mas mababa ang tulong na natatanggap sa mga sa mga mababang kita, no? For example, dito sa Pilipinas may isa tayo sa mga country na may mga mababang kita. So yung napupunta sa atin hindi less than 20%. So pag sinasabing less than 20%, mas mababa pa sa 20%, no? So samantalang nagkakahalaga ito ng average na $1.25 sa isang araw bawat bata sa mga umuunlad na bansa, no, upang magbigay ng karagdagang 13 years, no, education, no. Kung bawat umuunlad na bansa ay namumuhunan lamang ng 15 centimetro higit sa bawat bata, no, so maaring gawin lahat ng pagkakaiba, no. So sa kasalukuyan ay meron tayong kakulangan na 39 billion para sa pagbigay ng di kalidad na edukasyon, no. So hinihikayat, no, ng ating GPE na ang mga umuunlad na bansa ay magbigay ng 20%, no, sa kanilang pambansang budget sa edukasyon, no. So ayun, na isa talaga ito sa mga problema, no, sa ating barriers talaga ito sa education, no. So yun yung nakitang solusyon nila is each countries, no, magbigay ng no, according to the GPE, encourages developing countries to contribute 20% of their national budget to education and allocate 45% of it primary education, no. So yun ang nakikitang solusyon ng mga GPE, no, or Global Partnership for Education. So next is the availability of teachers and a shortage of trained teachers. Ito din yung isang problema din. So iwan ko lang kasi maraming ding sa ibang paaralan na meron silang na-encounter na siguro na mas alam pa ng students kung ano yung din-discuss ng isang teacher, or no. So pagdating kasi sa ganyan, so parang sinasabing lack of learnings yung isang guro. So madami talaga, no. So in certain countries there are simply not enough teachers, and many of teachers that are currently teaching are not trained or qualified. Yan ang sinasabi ko. Maraming guro na hindi totally trained. As a result, children are receiving a proper education. There were 130 million children in school who are not learning basic skills like reading, writing, and math, no. So yun na nga, ang mas naapepektuhan nito yung mga students. Mas naaapektuhan ng mga students pagkat hindi na ituturo ng maayos ng isang guro kung ano ang dapat gawin, no? Kasi hindi qualified yung guro at saka lack of train siya. So ang kalabasan ay ayun, hindi pagdating ng high school or college ng isang student, hindi siya marunong magbasa, magsulat, o even mag-solve ng math, no? So yun ang problema, no, ng isa sa problema natin ngayon dito sa education. So third is shortage of classroom. So dito naman sa shortage of classroom, ang nangyayari talaga yan, no, sa kagaya noon, based on my experience siguro, na sumusobra na sa isang classroom na sumusobra kayo ng mga classmate mo, ng mga students. For example, ang limitation lamang ng isang classroom, for example, is 50. So sumusobra ng pumunta ng 70, 80. So ang naging resulta is yung mga ibang students ay napipilitang matransfer sa ibang classroom. A child cannot learn without the right environment. Children in many countries in sub-Saharan Africa are often squeezed into overcrowded classrooms that are falling apart or are learning outside, no? In Malawi, for example, there is an average of 130 per classroom in grade 1. It's not just lack of classroom that a problem, but also all the basic facilities you would expect a school to have, like running water and toilets. So lalo na din dito sa Pilipinas, problema din yan, no? Yung mga water and toilets. Kasi yung mga ibang CR, meron yung CR, ngunit wala namang tubig. So pag nasa CR yung isang estudyante is hindi na lang makakapag-CR because walang source ng water, no? So problema talaga yan. So number 4 is lack of learning materials. Ito din is totoo talaga ito. Lack of learning materials. In many parts of the world, children are forced to share outdated and worn out textbooks due to lack of funds and learning resources. In Kim Room, for instance, one reading books is shared between 11 primary schools pupils, and the mathematics textbook is shared between 13 students in grade 2. In Tanzania, only 3.5% of grade 6 students had access to reading textbook. Learning resources such as textbook, worksheets, exercise books, and readers are ensured supply across poorer countries, and teachers are also in need teaching of materials to help prepare the lesson plans for teaching effectively within the classroom. So naalala ko nung elementary, no, na yung isang libro, no, sinishare namin ng kaklase ko. 3 kami sa isang libro, then mga textbooks, worksheet, pinakahatian pa namin, no. So yun talaga ang problema din ng isang schools, lack of learning materials, no. So yung iba dahil yung iba hindi natin maiwasan na yung iba is hindi magkikipag-share, no. So kumbaga nagiging selfish. So yung iba is tendency is behind siya sa lesson or sa topics nila. So kailangan talaga may tig-isang materials ang mga bawat students para no reason na isang estudyante ay hindi full learned sa mga tinuturo ng isang guro. So number 5 is the last is challenge faced by children with disabilities. Yeah, true. Education, despite recognized as a universal human right, over 93 million children with disabilities in the world are denied access to schools. It is more common in the world's poorest countries, where up to 95% of children with disabilities are out of school. However, in rate at which children with disabilities that are out of school in developed countries is not much lower at 90%. A combination of discrimination, lack of training in inclusive teaching methods among teachers, and a lack of accessibility, schools leave this group uniquely vulnerable to being denied the right to education. So, ito din yung problema, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi yung hindi talaga nila tinatanggap yung mga may disabilities sa person, no? Kasi sa pananaw ng mga teachers o guro, hindi sila kagaya ng mga normal na hindi nila makakaya yung nakakaya namin gawin, no? So sa ganung pananaw pa lamang ay nagkakaroon ng diskriminasyon, no? Sa nangyayari lamang ito sa mga poor country, like us, we consider poor country, no? So nangyayari lang ito, samantalang sa ibang bansa, sa mga rich country, no, ay pinapahintulutan nilang makakapag-aral ang mga disability person, no? So dito sa Pilipinas, sa mga poor countries, 93 million children with disabilities in the world are denied access to school. So yun yung sa buong mundo na may pinakamahirap na bansa ay mayroong 93 million yung mga disabilities na hindi pinahintulutan na makapasok sa paralan, no? So hindi sila binibigyan ng tsansa, no? They're denied the right to education, no? So masakit na sila ay hindi binibigyan ng tsansa para sa pag-aaral. So yun lamang yung 5 example ko sa barriers sa education, no? So first, a lack of funding for education. Second is non-availability of teachers and shortage of trained teachers. 3 is shortage of classroom. 4, lack of learning materials. And last, challenge faced by children with disabilities. And that's all. Thank you and God bless.